Hey up there, Phoenix, Arizona multimedia artist, educator, photographer, David Miller here, and I want to talk to you about the Lomo'Instant Wide camera. This is one that replaced the Fuji Instax Wide 300. As I've mentioned in previous videos, that thing broke twice on me, and it was such low quality that I replaced it with something that had a bunch more special effects. I have posted a few of those other videos, so check those out if you want to see more about in-depth stuff with those effects. But I just went to New Mexico with my family and I shot a whole bunch of stuff on the Lomo'Instant Wide. So all of these pictures I had set on the automatic exposure, and if it was a super bright sun, I had it set on the -1 exposure. And if the sun was behind clouds, I typically put it as a +1 exposure. But if it was somewhere in between, I left it at 0. White Sands is one of those places that, because there's bounce light everywhere, it's brighter than you think it normally is. The same thing goes for shooting in snow and shooting by the ocean. There's just so much reflected light compared to a regular urban environment that you might shoot in. When I had the wide-angle lens attached to the camera, I definitely noticed this defringing. Lomo lenses in general are like more soft and plasticky than other brands of cameras, and that's part of the Lomo aesthetic. I accept that. If you are a sharpness Nazi and you compare the images I shot on the Fuji Instax Wide 300 when it actually worked versus the Instax Wide I shoot on my Lomo and the ones that I consider in focus, there's just no comparison in sharpness. However, I prefer a lo-fi approach, so I prefer the Lomo look. I have been informed by other people that there are other Fuji Instax Wide cameras that are less prone to breaking. I owned one myself for several years that only broke after some pretty hardcore misuse. But to be honest, I'm okay with a little less sharpness, especially if it makes the picture feel more like a memory or an emotion. I recently watched the film Lady Bird, and I noticed in some of the behind-the-scenes talk that they wanted the film to feel like a memory, and that is how I look at a lot of the pictures that are coming off this Lomo'Instant Wide camera. So when you work with the wide-angle lens, anytime you screw an extra piece of glass on a camera, you're going to cut down its sharpness, and certainly the wide angle is no different. You got a lot of distortion in the corners, which, like I said, it's cool with me. It's got some weird color fringing effects to it. I have noticed a lot of my Lomo pictures have this circular flare in there, and I'm not sure if that's coming from something in the a light leak in the film, which is what normally would cause this if I was using like a Holga or a Diana camera, or it's just some weird effect as the light is passing through the lens at a particular angle. But it has happened in multiple pictures. I think it's kind of cool. I can see how if you wanted a camera that was 100% predictable and gave you 100% results that are sharp and the same every single time, you would be mad about this. But at this stage of my life, I say give me a camera that's going to surprise me, because I have been shooting for over 20 years and I do not pursue commercial jobs, commercial clients. I want to make work that satisfies me as an artist. So being surprised, having light leaks, is something that is a big interest to me right now. And who knows, if I ever get the big job to shoot like spring training baseball or something in Scottsdale, it's not likely I'm going to take this Lomo camera out with me anyways. It's meant to be fun, it's meant to be a tool of creativity and artistic expression, and that's exactly what it is.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more creative tutorials, gear reviews and video art. Also check out our Patreon for weekly bonus videos and model photography sets.